All right. Should we do this, bro?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to Low Key Loud, the first episode, bro. We got a banger for the first one, man. What are we reviewing? Let them know.
I absolutely can't wait. We've got a review of 2012's hit by Kendrick Lamar. We've got Good Kid M.A.A.D City.
Boom. Yeah.
I've had an absolute pleasure diving into this track list over the last month or so, getting ready for this.
It's a lucky guy who listened to this album for the first time a month ago, man. Imagine you could go back and listen to this. That's a privilege, man.
I've had albums where I've thought that of and I've gone in with that mindset, and I feel like a privileged man having the experience. And just before I go into the track list, I sort of appreciate how impressive this album really is.
It's a masterpiece for real.
It's a masterpiece, not just as a sort of set of tracks, just as, you know, the album cover says it's a short film. This thing's a fucking movie. You know, every single song is linked perfectly. They lead into one another phenomenally. They really, really do. And I think it encapsulates that perfectly in the first song. And we've got Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter, to lead us into this beautiful album. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this is one of my personal favorites.
Definitely not.
I've definitely had a bit of an appraisal for me. It's gone up a hell of a lot because when I break it down, the instrumental's amazing. You know, it's a bit of a darker, ethereal beat. I love those. You know, the production on that side, and then also from the intro and the outro to it, very, very strong. You know, that domino segment is always a nice bit of humour.
Yeah, it's
and it
nice
leads perfectly into the next song, which I'll touch on that in a moment.
Yeah.
And I think the rapping performance is very strong as well.
I think I agree with most of what you're saying there. I mean, the only thing I would oppose to you is that, like, obviously, it's got that sort of like dark, eerie beat, which I'm never a fan of. But on this one, I actually kind of like it. I like it.
Oh, are you? Okay, I like it.
Yeah, but I like it. But I think the main thing that this track brings to the album is the introduction with the first audio file.
As an intro, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe with this track, and it makes it almost unlistenable, and this is a me problem, I know, but the lyrics, I can't help but be a bit cringe.
Yeah, you don't like that, bro.
Yeah, if you listen to this song, you know. Like, the storytelling's great, and but the flow is pretty good. But personally, it fucking cringes me out every time, and I just can't. And that's a me problem, I know.
That's you, because it doesn't bother me that much.
I'm not going to shit on the song for it that much, but it's my personal opinion, and I'm going to have to knock it down there. But everything else, you know, even like the outro, the domino segment's great, and he's moaning, everyone's going to cry his motherfucking vibe, bro. And that leads us on to the next one. We got Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Nah, this is a personal favorite of yours,
obviously. This is a personal favorite of mine. I think everything about the song is so great. I love the chill vibe. I mean, it sort of brings me out a little bit, and I think it's everything from the really nice guitar riff to his really like lucid voice, everything just blends really nicely into this.
Yeah, Kendrick's got that ability to change his voice to suit the song, and it's just
really nice hook as well.
Very underrated on this one. Oh yeah, the hook's phenomenal. The intro and outro again to this song, sort of from an instrumental level, are just gold. 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
It's gorgeous. Honestly, this song is so lush, and it's such a relaxed beat.
Production quality is fantastic, bro.
And for a track that's as storytelling heavy as this one is, I think it does stand out on its own very much. It doesn't feel as much as it's part of that world. It's very much Kendrick voicing his concerns and his situation at the time of writing this, not at the time of the events he's describing.
I think I like that about this track is that, you know, you wouldn't say it's a storytelling one, but if you actually listen to it, it is. But he's made it into a hit. Like, that's what's so cool about it.
It's a nice break. It's a nice sort of break out of the reality that he's sort of molding, especially if you've listened to this a few times. You know, this is one that on re-listens, it just goes higher and higher for me. 100%. And going into the next, I want to do the next tracks as a bit of a pair.
We can pair them together.
Mostly because they're so different. And we've got Backseat Freestyle first, and then the Out of Peer Pressure after that. So Backseat Freestyle, upon my first listen, would have been one of my favorite tracks, and I still absolutely love it. It's just because the quality of the tracks, I wouldn't say it's in my top 5.
I don't think you're alone with that.
But
not with me, but with other people.
I don't want to let that take away that it is a phenomenal song. The flow is absolutely phenomenal. The instrumental and the beat on this, the production's amazing. I really, really enjoy this one. You know, there's some nice one-liners in there as well. If you know the Eiffel Tower and all that. It's just so enjoyable. And, you know, even though this is very much in the story, it does also sort of have that standalone feel. This is one of the easier ones to just pluck out of the album and throw on, as opposed to necessarily needing the whole album for some of the flow to work.
I think what I enjoy about this song is that, like, although it's not a hype track, there's a lot of hype behind it. And like you said, like the flow on this song is absolutely fantastic. The general vibe of it, you know, of him and his boys being in the back, you know, just
he's in the back of the car freestyling.
If this actually is a freestyle, holy cow, bro!
I can't, bro. Let us know in the comments if that's true or not. But if it is, that's crazy.
We're gonna look that up afterwards.
100%.
But
yeah. In terms of energy, there's one coming up later. I'd give ahead of it, but in terms of raw energy, this is one of the better ones.
But it's up there.
It's got some,
and it includes a top 5 bar of all time. Like you just gotta give it that. Yep. bro.
Bro, 72 hours is a long time, man.
72 hours is
ages, bro.
The Eiffel Tower, bro.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it contrasts, like I said, it's so different to the next one, which is a personal favourite of mine. We've got The Art of Peer Pressure now. This is genuinely impressive. You know, I do enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. But even just from a outside looking in on it, it's just impressive. As a piece of music to describe a scene as good as this does, while still rapping, while still having a good instrumental, while still making the flow exciting, it is perfect. It's a perfect piece of music.
I will give it the storytelling and the fact that it paints an image perfectly.
I got a movie
words.
Playing every time this
exactly.
song's on.
I will give it that, but I don't enjoy the actual music, like the actual sound of the music
Don't
as much.
The instrumental on this song.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't include everything that I would want to listen to, if you know what I mean. But again, you are sacrificing that because again, it's a listener. You don't really feel it. You listen to it.
It's not about that. I get it, but I still think the instrumental change from about, I think it's about the minute and the 5-second mark, something like that, is phenomenal. It goes so dark, and you know, sort of as soon as he said what happens with the boys, it goes straight into that. I honestly,
I'll be honest. I think I start to dislike it even more after that. You know. After the switches.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think the beat for the majority is better. If it was the other way around, I would definitely hold it against it. I probably wouldn't like it as much. Okay. But when like 80% of the song is the better of the two beats on it, for me that really helps.
Fair enough, man. Yeah.
But you know, if you're looking for a song that's less about that and more about the vibe and the enjoyment of the beat, we got Money Trees up next, and this is one that I think we're going to completely agree on in how stellar this song is.
Bro, it's a fantastic piece, and I mean it's one of those songs which was right up there in the charts when it first came out.
It's the biggest song.
Yeah, people instantly recognize this man.
But this is by far the biggest. Yeah,
yeah. And I think it's, I don't know, it's especially for its time, it's got quite a unique sound to it as well. Would you agree?
I suppose, yeah. You know, the
female, it's quite advanced, like production wise.
Not the instrumental, sorry, the female vocals later on, which obviously has gone viral. You know, hits so hard. One thing that I do really enjoy with this again is, you know, I feel like this isn't as present in some of the later tracks on the album, but it does still feel like one you can pluck out and listen to on its own. I think the J-Rock feature does a lot for that, just because you know J-Rock's vocals sound so different to everything else that's in this album. But you know, there's still that storytelling aspect. I believe in the story, this is Kendrick driving home from somewhere and sort of going through his thoughts. I haven't fully digested the whole story of the album yet. But it is a little bit less focused lyrically and a little bit less focused on the storytelling. It is one you can just enjoy. You know, to make a hit as well, and a song of this level, it's over 6 minutes long, is phenomenal.
That's honestly. What I'm talking. It's like a 6-minute song. You can make that you can make it something that you listen to if you make it good enough. So I think this is a good example of it.
100%. And now this is where things are going to get serious, though. Because number 6, we've got Poetic Justice. Now, when I mean serious, I mean not that I dislike this song, but I want to sort of go backwards order here and talk about the end of this song first. Okay. I think that's its biggest strength in context of the album, because the song's flowing completely fine, and then it suddenly slows down. You know, you're about the 4-minute, 25 second mark when this song starts to die out a little bit, so you're completely distracted. And all of a sudden, Kendrick's getting threatened. And the album steps up. And, you know, we'll talk about the sort of level it gets to in a moment, but just focus on Poetic Justice for a bit. It's just such a vibe in it.
It's a beautiful song, bro. I think this is really like I don't know how to describe it. If I was gonna pick out the hit, like hit material, like if you just give me these songs, I would have picked this one out as a hit, because it's such a nice jumpy
If
feel.
I had to show this album to someone that wouldn't necessarily be intimidated by something like an Art of Peer Pressure, it's a very easy song to listen to.
Yeah.
The start of this song is phenomenal. I really like the way this song breaks into it.
It's very nice, and I think that again, music of it is a very nice sort of like sweet sound to it.
Yeah.
And again, I think Kendrick's flow in here is very good, by the way. He
might
not be going in, but again, he's delivering.
And Drake's got a good performance on it as well.
Drake
to be fair, yeah.
And listen, this is a lot coming from me because I'm not gonna say it on the internet yet, but listen, I'm definitely a Kendrick fan. That's all I'm saying. So this to be in, I want to say up there for me. It's saying something. It's a very good song.
It's a very strong track. It's definitely one of the more easy ones to listen to. But when you get to the end of this, when you get to the end of this song and move on to Good Kid, like I say, this album takes a really, really dark turn, and it's definitely a dark turn in the story now. You know, Kendrick's really been threatened, and then you get into Good Kid. You know, some of the lyrics on this are horrifying.
Yeah, it really is, and I think this is one of those sort of like eerie songs where I'm not too much of a fan. I know you like this song, but again, for me, it's not as enjoyable. You definitely got a good message in there. Definitely, he's spitting for sure.
Yeah, but I think Good Kid, it's grown on me a lot. There's the way it sounds overall, the sort of listenability, if you will, is a little bit lower than some other tracks on this. But yeah, some of the bars on this are fucking scary now. He refers to himself as Compton's human sacrifice. He talks about people stepping on his neck and stuff. It's a dark, dark song, really. I'd arguably the darkest on this.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something that he conveys throughout this whole album is he's never not giving a message.
He's stress and anxiety about sort of the life he grew up in, and it really all climaxes towards the end. And I think Good Kid is sort of the big turning point where things start to get dark. You know, we've moved on from songs like Backseat Freestyle, from Money Trees, from Poetic Justice to stuff like this. It's a huge shift to me.
I think the big thing for me on here, the big deal breaker is that there's just not enough. I'd say Good Kid. Okay, let me chill because I was gonna say something crazy. There's not enough character for me in this one. I feel like it's a little bit of a boring track in my opinion.
I can see it. I'd say in terms of character, it probably screams Good Kid M.A.A.D City more than any other.
Okay, because I was about to say the opposite of that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, in terms of how it fits with this album and the story this album's trying to tell, it probably fits it better than any other song on this track list.
Some people have said that you should play this as the intro, Good Kid M.A.A.D City, and then go into Shireen. Maybe we should try that. We should try that. Let us know if you guys will listen to that.
I have no idea how that would change things. We'll give it a while.
Let's find out
next time.
But let's move on to a crazy track,
considering I've just gone how dark the album gets, and I do still agree. We've got M.A.A.D City next, which is a very hype song. The energy's ridiculous. Yeah. You know, I think in the story, I think it was the Art of Peer Pressure. They gave him a blunt with some other stuff in it, and he was getting all faded, and then he sort of snaps out of it by this song, and he's going crazy. And this is a vicious song. The energy on this is outrageous, man.
Again, it's a song. Every time you go to a concert to get that crowd warmed up, this song is dropping every single time.
Mate, I can imagine the level of energy and hype on this one. The flow is so aggressive. Oh mate, it is very. I'd say Backseat Freestyle is not too far behind it, but I think it takes the cake for the most energetic and hyper song on this list. Honestly, I mean,
it's fantastic.
I would say as well, you know. It took me a good few listens to really notice the feature. I think it's MC8, I think it's pronounced.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard to notice he's even there. Not as a diss to him. I just think it sort of sounds a bit like Kendrick, and it's not until sort of towards the end of the song he actually appears. Now, it is an example of, it is kind of two songs in one. You have got two very, very different styles of beats. Both of them are bangers, but I do prefer the first half one where it's just crazy energy. Yeah. I think it works better for the track personally when he's sort of venting his frustrations. I don't think the second half is as strong, but ultimately I think it's an incredibly strong track. And sort of keeping that flow of strong tracks. What we got next, man? We got Swimming Pools. I mean,
what even say,
where
bro?
do we go with this? You know,
it's another one of those hits which was instantly recognized by everybody, way up there in the charts. And I think it's a very experimental, very weird,
I'd agree. Bro. And you know what? I'm sure you'd agree with me right now. This is the hardest hook on the list. This track list. The hook on this is phenomenal.
I think what I like about the song the most is that it's so well constructed. Like everything, it seems like it's perfectly placed.
Produced phenomenally.
So good, man.
Yeah, the sort of weird underwater audio as well going on when he starts thinking about Shireen and stuff, because obviously at this point in the story as well, he gets pressured into getting drunk. Very, very drunk as well. You know, just the way it fits in with everything. Just like every song on this, the way it fits into the whole arc is phenomenal. And yeah, I think this is probably the song, maybe up there with Money Trees, that I'd say if you take an average of everyone's top three, this will be in there the most.
Yeah.
I think one that shouldn't be as divisive as it is. We've got the next one. We've got a huge one. We've got Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Now, there's a hell of a lot to digest in this song, whether it's a favourite of yours or not. You know, 12-minute runtime. Storytelling-wise, is it the best storytelling rap song of all time? I would say probably not. I think Stand by Eminem just pimps it. Other than that, this is a masterpiece in music. Honestly, the instrumental is gorgeous. The song does definitely sort of split up into two. Don't you look like that at me, man? You don't even look me in the eyes, bro, you know.
That's the craziest take that anybody's ever said.
Let me finish and we'll see. So, instrumentals.
I shouldn't let you finish, bro. I actually shouldn't let you finish, bro.
Instrumental's phenomenal. Lyrically, it's a masterpiece. The song is definitely split up a little bit into two tracks. You still get that bit in the middle where Kendrick's like, no, bro, I'm tired. I cannot live like this anymore. I won't do it. Fuck you guys. I'm out. You know, using the metaphor of dying of thirst as a way for needing God and needing holy water and needing to be saved I think it's fucking genius, man. And sort of by the end of this song, he's done with his sins. He's going clean. I know that's quite a quick sum up of such a long song, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's one of the most amazing tracks I've ever listened to.
You don't waffling now?
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'll let you destroy my opinion.
This is ridiculous, okay? First of all, it's in 10th place, okay? And it's staying there, bro. That shit is staying there. It's staying in 10th place, bro. This and what you said something like, oh yeah, Switch is Kendrick's tired halfway. Yeah, of course he's tired because bro, it just it's just bro. I just can't believe you. Okay, let me chill out. The beat switch, I don't like it at all. Now the actual beat, like the first half, the beat in the first half, I can rock with that. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's great.
But a 12-minute playtime, there's never ever a situation, never ever a circumstance where I'm playing this song, bro. Never.
Okay, look. Is it the most re-listenable song on this track list? Absolutely not.
No.
In every other category, it kills it. Every other category.
Good message.
Yeah.
Half a good beat, so that's half a point. I'm gonna do this.
Great lyrics.
I think good lyrics. We'll say that. I don't know what I'm doing.
The
bro.
flow's pretty good.
Flow's decent, but again, the beat switch, bro.
The production's amazing.
In the first half, it's okay. In the second half, no.
He goes, if I die before my album drops, you can just hear all the gunshots. Like,
bro, I die before we get to the second half of this verse, bro.
Bro, do you know what? I know I've always known we've seen opposite on this since I've been diving into it. And
I enjoy the first half for sure.
Every single listen, I just unpack more. There's always something else I notice, and it's going to be like that for the next 20 listens because there's so much to unpack here. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's people that are going to pick out my review as not in depth enough. You know, there's so much to unpack here. You know, it is one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time. It is. It really is. You know, it's not too far off that Cream level. It is phenomenal.
Oh my God,
I think Cream's a better song. Cream's a better song. But it's up there as one of the greats. I absolutely adore this song.
You know what, bro? I think we need to move on. I really do.
We need to move on. Yeah. Okay. That sort of seals off the story arc, if you will, of Good Kid M.A.A.D City, and then he sort of move on to Kendrick at this point sort of reformed and then talking about how to be a real man, and that brings us over to Real featuring Anna Wise. Now, this is the most sort of yo-yo one for me. I either think this is an 8 or like a 4.
I don't really go back and forth with this one. I feel like I think you agree with me. It's quite repetitive.
It's so repetitive. That's the trouble. It gets really repetitive really quickly.
It's never been all that good. Like the first couple times I'd be like, yeah, nice, and then at the same point I would always just get bored. You know what I mean?
It's just Kendrick's flow's phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. It's a bit dark as well. But then once I've heard it, the verses all sound the same. Mm-hmm. The hook gets annoying, can sound a bit squawky sometimes as well. It's just something about it. It just doesn't quite hit it for me. But on a good list, sometimes have a good listen and it's pretty enjoyable, but it's not one I'm going to read. I haven't got much to say. It's not very graceful over 7 minutes either. No. It doesn't use it. You know, at least Sing About Me I'm Done After That is finishing off is almost finishing a story off in an album this big. What's this doing with 7 minutes? It's not doing it, is it?
But this is what I was talking about earlier, right? With Money Trees, which is 6 minutes long, at least he's made it worth the 6 minutes. With this one, I'm never listening to the full 7 minutes. 100%. Never.
And then just to finish off this fucking masterpiece,
just as a home run, man.
Yeah,
Compton.
That's a perfect way to describe Compton.
A home
this
run.
Is a victory lap, man. He's made it, right?
It's a celebration for Compton, a celebration for him and Dr. Dre. It's a beautiful track. I feel like literally like you put this on and I can just close my eyes and just feel myself just breezing through the palm trees in LA. It's like it's a great song.
I can't wait to go there and jam this with you. Honestly, would you say Dre on this is the best feature on the album?
I would.
J-Rock's pretty good. That's probably the only other big one I would put up there.
Because
I'd put Dre as the best on this.
I would put them at sort of at like a tie, just because I like the song that J-Rock's on more. But Dr. Dre absolutely kills
I like Money Trees more, but I would say on this when I'm listening to this, I think Dr. Dre does a better job than Kendrick. And in a rapping game against Kendrick Lamar, that is disgusting from Dre. Yeah. Considering the flack he's had, some of it deserved for maybe not being the best rapper in the world. As a producer, he's one of the legends of this genre.
Bro, he's done his thing on this track, I'll be real.
But yeah, the rapping on this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I didn't know he could speed like that, bro. My bad, It just proves even more he's one of the greatest of all time. But no, this is an enjoyable track. It's nowhere near the top echelon for me. It's dropped a little bit since my first listen. But the Dre feature makes this whole track for me. Makes the whole thing worth it.
It's great. It's a great 100%.
song. 100%.
But we need to get into the exciting part, bro. I want to hear
some of the rankings.
Your third
from bottom.
Yeah, third from bottom.
Third from bottom. I'm going to put I feel vile saying this, and it's Good Kid. I feel vile saying that Good Kid's that.
Yeah, but
low.
I don't disagree with you.
I really think it's a good song. Just the overall sound and sort of listenability. There's just something really hard to put my finger on that just knocks it below it. You know, even a song like Poetic Justice, I'd say basically all of the other ones are better than, but I still love it. I still fucking rock to it. I just think Good Kid ever so slightly misses out.
That's the issue with this album is that like there's so many good songs. You can't put like a good song like Good Kid in top.
Yeah, what are you going third from last?
Bro, like I said earlier, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst is singing right where it was, man.
Bottom, you think it's bottom
yes,
3?
Yes, bro. That's not you can't be making that face to me, bro, because I know
if
a lot of people
if Shireen isn't in your bottom 3 and you've got Shireen above this song, that's bad.
I don't think it is. It might be 1 or 2 places above it. Just 1 or 2. So people, listen, they're gonna agree with me. That's all I'm saying.
It's not happening.
But what are you putting?
Boys will back me.
What are you putting in your second?
A second from bottom. I'll go Real.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's like
I can get with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're gonna put at your bottom as well.
Yeah. Well, if you got Real second bottom as well.
No. I've got Real. Oh. See, this one's a bit of a tight one for me. I think. No, you know, I think I'll put it there as well.
You ready second bottom?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's just not consistent enough, and on a bad listen, it's boring. It's frustrating on a bad listen. I think.
I think I'm gonna revert back. You know.
You're gonna revert back.
I agree with everything you're saying about the track there, but what I'm gonna do is instead I'm gonna put Good Kid.
Good Kid second
as my
okay.
And then Real is my least favorite, just because
Real
again,
least favorite.
Real is like it's a bit of a waste of 7 minutes. It's very annoying, repetitive.
Feels a bit of a
There's
shame.
great about
when we get to our overall album rating at the end, it does feel like a big dent in that. It really does. It's the one that comes to mind.
But I want to hear your least favorite.
I'm gonna have to put Shireen at the bottom because at least on a good listen, I can get something out of Real.
I can't disagree with that. It's not all that crazy, but it's the same thing for me. I think with Good Kid, it lacks character for me. For you just can't get with the lyrics. It's like.
You're going to crucify me for it, and rightfully so, probably. It definitely isn't objectively the worst song on his track list, I wouldn't say. But for personally, it's the one I'm going to listen to the least. I would pick Real over this because at least there's a chance I get a good listen out of it. Sure. I'm never really getting a good listen out of Shireen. You know, I still sort of feel uneasy saying it, but I personally, I just can't. I can't fuck with it that much. And then your bottom spot, you put Real, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, that was horrible. Top 3, what are we doing now? So third best on this album. See, I've got like 7 songs I want to put in the top 3. And it's
for sure. What do I do? Yeah. But I think I'm gonna start off with a bit of a hoo-ha. I'm gonna put Poetic Justice here, bro.
Poetic Justice top 3.
It was Money Trees, but now I'm just shifting out there, bro.
Sing About Me bottom 3 and Poetic Justice top 3.
Bro, that is based.
End this man in the comments,
bro.
Please.
End this guy, bro. He said Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst is a masterpiece. I guarantee he puts that number 1.
You'll like my top 3. You'll like it.
You just.
So, my thought process here is there are. How many 10s are there on this track list? A few.
Quite a few.
And
I would definitely say this is much more of a personal 10 than a collectively agreed 10.
Yeah, it's
Poetic Justice.
It's fine margins now. It's nitpicking the little bits of every song that just knock them off.
Exactly.
I know the problem. I've got 3 good ones that are going to miss out, and those third place. I'm going to go with The Art of Peer Pressure.
Okay.
Third place. And I was about to put that quite a bit higher than third.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I mean, third is even crazy as it is.
The Art of Peer Pressure stands up to, and in places is arguably better than Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst when it comes to storytelling, instrumental, the lot. This for me is a 10 out of 10 song. I just think the 2 I'm putting above it are also 10s, and fine margins. I'm just going to knock it down, this is purely based on vibe at this point. There's nothing in between these really on this track. Right, go on. Second place then.
Second for me is going to be Swimming Pools, bro.
It's going to be Swimming Pools.
Yeah, I feel like you can't have this in your top 3 for this album because it's such a phenomenal song.
This is the only one that's nailed in for me.
It's an all-rounder, I would say, for everybody, for sure.
My second place option is going to be Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
So you're not putting that at 1?
I'm not putting it at 1.
Thank God, because God.
It is unlucky to not be 1, and I'm still debating whether to change it, although I don't think I will.
That is still a crazy take.
It's not a crazy take. It's
I'm gonna get over
song.
it, but it's still
It's
mental.
an amazing piece of music.
No, bro.
And I will continue to listen to it because it's amazing.
You do that, man, but not around me.
I know your number one. I know what yours is going to be.
Yeah, my number one is gonna be "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe." I've said it from the beginning, bro. Everything about this
is
song.
one I wanted to squeeze into third, and I struggled.
Really?
You know? I wanted to squeeze this one in. I wanted to squeeze Money Trees. I wanted to squeeze Mad City, but Swimming Pools wins it. It always... When I looked at this track list, the only one that for me was nailed top 3 was this. Mm-hmm. And to be nailed top 3 in that track list, it says it all for me.
Fair enough, man.
If I'm looking at that and the only song I like Sing About Me is perfect for me, but I can see a world where it gets beaten by a Money Trees or a Mad City on whatever.
For sure.
For mainly for replayability reasons. But there's not a single world this one doesn't make top 3. And for me, that alone, it wins it a lot.
You're completely right.
The hook on it as well from a replayability perspective is absolutely good. It's one of my favorite hip hop hooks of all time. Absolutely phenomenal. So all of that considered, mostly highs but a few lows. What are you rating this album out of 10? I say we'll do 0.5s. We don't want to go. We don't want to go too deep into 0.3 or whatever. But like, gives us a few more rankings to play with.
You know what, man? We've discussed like some albums here and there a little bit, and I don't want to go straight off the rip and say this is a 10 out of 10 album.
That's what I'm debating.
I don't because we're gonna look like goons,
to say it's
right?
a 10.
Yeah, But
how many albums am I gonna get that is better than this?
Exactly, bro.
If I give this one a 9, then what is a 10? Because this is
bro,
it.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10, isn't it?
It's a 10. Straight off the rip, don't hate us if you want, but this is a great album. It's a beautiful listen. You can't even argue with it.
Because I don't want to use the benchmark of a 10 of it can't have a bad song, because that's not realistic. Some of my favorite albums of all time have got songs I hate.
But I don't think there is an album with no bad song on it.
Yeah. And I'd even argue this doesn't have a bad song. I'll give it a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10, bro.
It's a phenomenal piece of music. It really, really is.
For me, the big ones carry the small ones up with it.
Yeah, if on a good listen, Real's enjoyable. If you're not weird like me, Shireen's enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And Good Kid for me isn't a bad song. It's just better. It's just not as good as every other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give this one a 10, and I don't think that's a controversial opinion really out of 10.
I don't think so. I think people will be you're glazing a little bit, but otherwise, bro, this is a fantastic album to listen to. We want to know what you guys think of this album. We've really enjoyed reviewing it, listening to it, all that sort of stuff. But let us know in the comments what you think, and we really appreciate you guys watching this.
It's phenomenal. Appreciate it as always. I just want this guy to sing about me. I'm done on first piece to get grilled just for that validation, because I need to see this We'll get him on screen next time. Get this man humbled.
Jeez, bro, bring this guy down.
Drink Cameron Steers next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye bye.